to be able to make a drive there towards the end of the fourth quarter after the field goal debacle by Red Bank when they had to go 90 yards and they were driving. It was really unbelievable because they hadn't been able to really throw minus a couple of plays all night, Central, and they threw it down the field.
You know, a lot of people, you know, that I've talked to in the sports media community weren't really giving Chattanooga Central a lot of love to really do that well this year. But last night, I think they proved a lot of people wrong. I mean, they hung in there. They fought and scraped their way back and tied it up. And, you know, it just, you know, the breaks happen when they happen.
They did. And I thought, you know, Central did a good job. You get down 20-7 on the road in the second half, and you're able to fight your way back. I mean, they scored with it 30 after Red Bank took that 20-7 lead. I think it was about 32 seconds it took them to score.
Yeah, I mean, they scraped and clawed their way back. And, you know, if we're going to be having a poll coming out showing who all is going to be the top teams in our region. And it's like, you know, I would put Chattanooga Central up there. If they didn't make it on the edge of that poll, definitely in the honorable mention, because they really deserve a lot of credit for playing as well as they did.
I think so. Here's the thing with Central, though. You're going to see once they start getting into region play how good they really are. But Red Bank was a good test for them. Walker Valley, not as much.
I really feel bad for that team. That and Copper Basin. It is just unfortunate. I mean, they don't have the numbers. I mean, the kids. And, you know, they're really trying to represent their communities very well. But, you know, there are just not enough of them over there at Walker Valley to, you know, make things happen, I guess.
I mean, I had 2 last night against Bradley Central.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, I was thinking this was the Cleveland Browns game that we were watching as far as with the score, but, you know, it's just, you know, unfortunate. But, you know, it takes time to build and get the excitement of kids wanting to go out and play for their school.
Yeah. I agree. And I'll say this, Central is undermanned as they are numbers wise compared to what Red Bank has. They did an amazing job to be able to stay in that game. You know, they have Michael McGee, the running back, who is a semifinalist for Mr. Football in the state of Tennessee. So, nice. I mean, they're going to be good. It's just they've got to be able to throw the football to be able to make a run. And Jalil Jones, if he can throw it like he did last night, then they may be in good shape. I mean, Red Bank's a team that went into the state semifinals last year.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not like Red Bank is just some pushover that they lost to. I mean, they lost to a really good football team, and it was impressive to see Red Bank in their first game be able to really hone in and make adjustments. I mean, they get down early, and when I thought when I saw them get down early, I thought, uh-oh. I was like, this isn't going to be good for Red Bank because they needed a quick start and they didn't have it. That first quarter was really not good for Red Bank. Just kind of hit on some other scores in the area. Cleveland was at home against Bearden and did lose 28-20. Ray County did defeat Brainerd 35-13. Saudi Daisy, my alma mater, defeated East Hamilton 24-7. 1-0. Good job, Justin Barnes.
The one thing that I wanted to say, you know, in regards with Red Bank, you know, Red Bank and Saudi, they didn't get to play their game last Friday night, nor will they. It was good to see those two teams who were really wanting to play last week, but just couldn't because of all the lightning and the weather, both come out with a victory against teams that already had a weekend. That's not always easy.
No, it's really not. You know, you may have some film on some guys that they won't have on you, but game experience is just as important, and if not more important. And so it was big to see Saudi Daisy and Red Bank both get a win. Hickson falls on the road to Meigs County 55-14. Ringgold defeats Heritage 40-0. Copper Basin falls to Hayesville in North Carolina 28-13.
And on that, while we're talking about Copper Basin, they were trailing 14-13 at halftime to this Hayesville, North Carolina team. And it was like second half, it was like totally different team. They came out for Hayesville, but Copper Basin, they're the other Walker Valley of the world, here in Tennessee football, at least right now. And, they were trying to hang tough.
Because in the second quarter of that game, they came up 13 points to 0.
Yeah. I mean,
Hayesville.
That was huge. And it was like, this can't be the same game.
And then after that, just Hayesville just ran away with it in
Right.
the third quarter, 14,900 points all the way out. So,
And as you did allude to Walker Valley. Bradley Central 41, Walker Valley 2. Woof. Woof. Notre Dame did defeat Trinity Academy at home 55-12. Chattooga beat Wesleyan 17-0. Sell Creek falls to Grace Academy 56-0.
that was a blowout.
What is up with Grace
Woof.
Baptist Academy? I mean, they have, kind of showed a lot of fire.
Sam, I think the more important thing is realize who they're playing.
Yeah.
Sell
Okay.
Creek is not very good.
Well, they did win last Friday night
Against
at Finley.
against a team I've never even heard of, a school I've never even heard of.
Okay.
So, I mean,
Sunbright.
yeah,
Sunbright.
don't have a clue where that is.
That's north near Scott County.
Okay.
Way out the way.
Yeah, so they should beat that team then.
Yeah.
Tyner did defeat Signal Mountain 45-28. The defending state runner-ups start the season 1-1 now after losing to Ottawa last week. Murray County falls to Southeast Whitfield 21-16 at home. And trying not to repeat any scores. Ottawa loses to Science Hill 35-34.
No, what do we know about Science Hill?
They're big. They have a lot of kids.
Okay.
Science Hill's a really big school. You'll know this. You're not from the South, from the Tennessee area.
Yeah.
So you don't really probably know this, but Science Hill's where Steve Spurrier went to high school.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So
Steve Spurrier Field. So they have a lot of money.
Oh, wow. Okay. Steve Spurrier was good at one point in life, but
okay. Don't hate on Steve Spurrier now. I love me some Steve Spurrier.
Okay, so our good co-friend here, Hayden Clark, loves Florida. That's about the only thing that came good out of that. I mean, he was able to recruit well, but South Carolina, I thought he'd do a lot better than what he did.
He took that program that was god-awful to an SEC championship. You're telling me that's not very good?
Yeah, but consistency over and over and over.
They were. When he was there, they were winning 8 to 10 ball games a year.
Okay. Well, that's before they went to 12, I guess, but Coach Spurrier, really he's the Urban Meyer of yesteryear.
I mean, I don't. That's a little
totally different story.
No,
I'm not trying to jump to that, but I'm just saying, Urban Meyer, has been able to build good programs at Florida and also at Ohio State. Spurrier was a generation before him, basically.
Hold on, though. So Spurrier won before Spurrier got to Florida. Okay, so before he played there, that program was absolute trash. Then he wins a Heisman Trophy. Okay. Then he comes back and coaches a program that was back in the dumps and takes them to a national championship and wins one. And then goes to the NFL. That completely fell apart.
Yeah.
Then he comes back to South Carolina with a program that not probably 15 years prior to him getting there,
Vanderbilt
went 0-11.
Dumpster fire.
So the fact that he's able to do what he was able to do, and now it's made Will Muschamp's job so much easier. South Carolina wouldn't be anything without what Steve Spurrier did. Steve Spurrier is probably one of the top 10 to 15 greatest coaches of all time. And it's really sad that he didn't go to Tennessee and he went to Florida instead. But,
you remember where you were at?
Well, since my parents were like 3.
No. I meant on the scores.
Oh,
Guess we get through Science Hill and Ottawa.
Yeah, Science Hill, Ottawa. Polk County defeats Eastridge, shut them out 20-0.
Polk County's starting a big 2-0 already.
Yeah, have they given up a point yet? No.
I don't think they have.
They won 42-0 and 20-0. That's
62 to nothing.
They're on pace to shut out everybody this season. So that should be interesting. North Murray loses to Rabun County 52-42. I don't really know who Rabun County is.
Georgia.
Well, I know that, but I don't know.
Never heard of them.
North Sand Mountain defeats Dade County 41-13. Farragut at home against McMinn County slaughters them 47-7. McCauley defeats Madison Academy from Alabama. I'm assuming that's from Madison, Alabama.
Yes.
42-14. And McMinn Central falls to Sequoia Madisonville 35-6.
All right. The burning question I've got here.
Yeah.
Catholic out of Knoxville.
Yeah.
Just shellacked Baylor.
Yeah.
And, Baylor kind of put it to the hands of Notre Dame last week and won. Do you feel like it was a reality check time?
I mean, you're talking about one of the best teams in the state in Knox Catholic.
Yeah, I know.
So no, I think if you ask anybody, Baylor was not going to win that game.
I was surprised they won against Notre Dame last week.
I was impressed. They scored 16 points against Catholic. To be honest with you, they're not playing the same Catholics as they did last week. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, they ran into the wrong Catholics.
They did. They hit. And that's Keon Rose, who's joined us now, who's in a sweatshirt because I guess he's cold.
Yeah, the other job is a refrigerator.
Okay,
and so that's why the sweater's here.
And you come to the freezer box here.
Yeah, and then it's kind of cold here.
Out of the fridge and into the freezer.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of breaks down all of our scores. Obviously, next week another full slate of games. There's actually a game on Thursday night next week. Oh, are there? Well, there's only. Well, I need to update a page then because I see Maryville is at home against on the road against McMinn County.
And then St. Andrew Swanee, Riverdale Christian Academy.
Oh, well, that's not on here. That's great. Okay. So there's two games next week on a Thursday. And then obviously Keon and I will be we'll be up on top of the mountain.
Right.
We'll be broadcasting live from Signal Mountain High School on Friday night against when Signal Mountain takes on Red Bank. So we're getting a lot of Red Bank love early in the season. But
I think, even though Signal Mountain lost like they did last night, I think that we're going to see a much more competitive game. I mean, I think we'll see some, returning spirit because of this rivalry that's went on over the years. I mean, they're just separated, 3-4 miles from each other?
Yeah. I mean, you basically go down the W and you're right there. And
separated by the W road.
And it is a rivalry. Red Bank doesn't like them for reasons because Signal Mountain took a lot of their kids. Signal Mountain doesn't like them because they're Signal Mountain. And they don't want to be associated with Red Bank. And so it's a great rivalry. And, I'm excited. It's as young as it is, it's almost as good as those Saudi Hickson, Saudi Red Bank Hickson. It's almost as good as those North Hamilton County rivalries, even though it's so young. So, it'll be a fun one. We're excited to be there. Obviously, Thursday night before, we'll be at 10 North at Starbucks on Cherokee Boulevard, 20 Cherokee Boulevard.
Right by Coolidge Park. If you want to grab some cardboard, you can slide down the hill.
Yeah, they actually had that there at the back of the store.
Yeah, I can't say that I haven't done that. I did do that in high school. Get the cardboard, slide down the hill. It's really fun.
Okay.
So, good times. But yeah, we had a blast last time. Those drinks are really good. So, can't wait to see exactly.
I wonder what they're going to have for Signal Mountain.
I wonder what they're going to have for Red Bank. You can't have the same drink, right? You got to make another one.
They probably would.
What, make
have a different one, that is.
But. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the one I had was really good. I had the Central drink, and
well, for as long as you had it.
Yeah, I didn't have it very long.
And Keon and your girlfriends or your friends basically came over and just grabbed them, switched out, and it was like, okay, so much for them too.
Yeah, I got to drink most of my water. So
yeah,
I've been told by my girlfriend on several occasions that the food that I have is more delicious than her food because it is my food.
Yeah.
So she just comes in and takes whatever she wants and leaves. And yeah.
Logic.
My saving grace is that she's vegetarian and I'm meatitarian, and so she can't take any of that. That's always going to be safe. But everything else is just fair game. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't have that luxury.
But I gotta say this, guys. You have two very nice girlfriends. I mean, very nice and well mannered and everything. And even though Jay has her things, but hopefully she's not listening. I like picking on Jay. She's a cool girl.
Oh gosh.
I don't know Em enough, except we both share something in common yesterday, but that's all right.
What things? Don't get me in trouble behind your whatever it is that you're trying to suggest.
Yeah, you're gonna make Keon guilty by association over
I
here.
have to go home to her. What are you talking about?
Sorry for you.
No things. She doesn't have any things. She's perfect in every way.
There you go.
That's the right answer.
My feet's up off the floor.
That's the right answer.
Yeah, the only answer to give.
100% it is.
Yes.
Well,
but we want everybody to come down, be a part of it, ask questions, be a part of the show. We had a couple of people that came down and sat there and just enjoyed their drinks or doing whatever they were doing. Some were working on laptops and doing reports, I guess, and others just sitting there chit-chatting and talking with friends, listening to, the three of us ramble on but it's a very good atmosphere. I mean, having that outside patio is like really, really super nice. And you still hear people just talking loudly as they walk by us.
What was that? What was that sound again? Okay, that's
yeah.
Well, I'm glad we all got to hear that this morning.
Yeah.
Yes. Are you awake now?
I was about to say, if you weren't awake, you are now. But
get it one more time.
Yeah.
Oh, third time's a charm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that
live radio.
Oh God, at 8:00 in the morning on a Saturday. So that being said, there are some other obviously football games next week. Hickson will be at home against Anderson County. Hickson going to test out that new turf field they have. Obviously, it's real grass. It's not artificial turf, but it's a beautiful field. So if you're in the area and want to go to a game, don't know where to go, always you can check out Hickson and Anderson County. South Pittsburgh will probably destroy Sell Creek. So we'll be right back. Talk a little bit more of high school football. We'll move into some college football. We're going to move away from that. This is the Breakfast Blitz on New Radio 92.7 FM.
Traffic, news, and information. Nuga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM. 3, 2, 1. Chatham, Nuga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news now.
Police are on the hunt for a man who walked into the Boost Mobile store on Wilcox demanding money and phones from the clerk at gunpoint. The suspect is described as a man about 6 foot tall, toting a black semi-automatic handgun. If you have information, you can leave an anonymous tip with the CPD. Stephen Reed pled guilty to a triple stabbing that happened back in 2016. Cops say Crystal Canino and Crystal McCarter both died from multiple punctures with a knife. Another victim, Sewell Beck, survived. Reed sentenced to 52 years in prison for the brutal slayings. And a man has been arrested in the Hot Water Road killing. Tracy Bowman was taken in yesterday afternoon. Deputies say he shot and slaughtered 69-year-old Roger Kelly on Hot Water Road in Saudi Daisy. The charges indicate it was a botched robbery. Bowman was arrested in Bradley County, booked into the Hamilton County Jail, charged with criminal homicide and especially aggravated robbery. Val St. John for Nuga Radio, News Talk 92.7, Action News now.
David Toulis, I made the move, 1 o'clock every weekday afternoon, 1 till 3, Nuga Radio. 92.7, Chattanooga.
Expect a nice, refreshing start to your Friday as we'll see lots of sunshine. Another great-looking afternoon. Highs lower to middle 80s tonight. Not as cool, but still nice. Lows near 65. For the weekend, still looking dry. A little warmer. Highs upper 80s tomorrow, near 90 Sunday. Looking to buy or sell a home? Real Living Southern Realty provides real answers and customized marketing solutions. Serving the entire tri-state area. Check rlsouthernrealty.com for more. And I'm Snore G12 Chief Meteorology Patch Report.
The radio 92.7. I got my business up and running and it's already expanding. I got lucky. Lucky because I found Signal Voice and Data. Signal Voice and Data can incorporate all of my business information sharing and communications seamlessly, keep my costs down, and let me work more productively with endless connectivity no matter where I might be. That's called working smart, not hard. Go to signalvoicetn.com and bring the future of communication to your business today. signalvoicetn.com.
I live, work, and play in Chattanooga, the scenic city. But when it comes to my next car, truck, or SUV, I'm Alabama bound. Fort Payne, Alabama, and Landers McClarty Ford. Big city selection of new and pre-owned vehicles with the small town price and friendly service. Now, I'm not knocking my hometown, but when it comes to my next ride, I only go to Landers McClarty Ford of Fort Payne. Their selection is huge. But if I can't find what I want, they'll find it for me with the same low price, same great service, and only a short drive away. And I can go online to look around before I leave the house. Got that next dream ride in your head yet? Yeah, you do. Get a head start at Landers McClarty Ford of FortPayne.com. Don't just dream it, find it at Landers McClarty Ford of FortPayne.com. That's right, Landers McClarty Ford of Fort Payne, Alabama.
Nuga Radio. Roar into Talladega.
Hello? Who am I speaking with?
Eric, you're our winner.
Really?
You'll receive tickets for all 3 races between the Camping World Truck Series, Xfinity Series, and the Monster Energy Cup races.
Holy cow.
In addition, you'll receive a 2-night stay at the Microtel Hotel and restaurant accommodations at 2 area restaurants.
Nuga Radio.
Roar into Talladega.
Nuga Radio
92.7.
Your NASCAR racing station. Nuga Radio 92.7 FM.
Nuga Radio 92.7.
Do you hear that? That, my friend, is not what you're thinking. That is the new 2018 Indian Chieftain Dark Horse. Yeah, Indian. Indian motorcycle is more than a bike. It's an experience, an American icon. And Indian Motorcycle of Chattanooga is the only place you'll find their new 2018 line. Are you ready to ride? Join the club. Go to Indian Motorcycle of Chattanooga. Just look for the sign, 153 and Amnicola. Indian Motorcycle, the true American original.
Join Nuga Radio and the Gridiron Gang live from 7 to 9 at Starbucks at 10 North on the North Shore. We're talking all things high school football. There's a specialty brew or refresher weekly inspired by the game of the week. Sweet treats, extended hours all season long, and we're pet friendly. Portions of all proceeds support local schools and educational scholarships as well as after-school programs. It's football time in Tennessee. Join us every Thursday live from 7 to 9 at Starbucks, 10 North, your North Shore neighborhood living room.
Chattanooga Paint and Decorating would like to remind you it's so hot out there. And guess what? Your deck is taking a beating. It's probably starting to show wear. If you're hosting friends, get your deck entertainment ready with a fresh coat of stain and protect it from heat, sun, and rain with a quality sealant. If you want to get to work, Chattanooga Paint and Decorating want to help you. For exterior paint, stains, sealants, and supplies, stop by Chattanooga Paint and Decorating today on Hicks and Pike across from Valvoline or online at ChattanoogaPaint.com.
Nuga Radio. Are you brain dead? Still voting for pathetic liberals? Take 3 hours of Sean Hannity from 3 to 6.
Nuga Radio.
Then call us in the morning between 9 and 11.
92.7.
Nuga Radio.
Welcome back to the second segment of Leffew and Friends. There you go. We got Keon Rose, Vincent Kirk, and So, I said we might talk a little bit more high school football. I'm going to spend more than 20 minutes on it Saturday after we talked about it for 2 days. So, we're going to move on.
I mean, 3 hours and 30 minutes of Tennessee football.
Well, I missed all the high school football observations, so I'll just make one and then be done with it.
Okay.
We got the one, it looks like, just from all the blowouts that were in the area, we got the one really good game.
Yeah, I gave Sam credit. He picked a good one. Even the blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
Every once in a while. There you go.
But
Two in a row, though, coming next Friday night. I think Signal Mountain will surprise people.
I completely agree with you. I think it's going to be a great game. And I think even when we talked to Chris after the game, he said the same kind of thing. He said, we're going to have to be ready to go next week. Because we talked to him. We said, did you see what Signal did? And I told him, I said, they got blown out. And he said, yeah, Tyner's really good. So.
And he said that they had some suspension. Signal
Mountain did apparently.
So they weren't
got
full
suspended. So if that's the case and they come back full strength, and that's going to be Signal Mountain's first home game too.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, we're in for a big one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great game.
Hopefully, it's not another overtime game though.
Yeah, I'd like to sleep a little bit.
We haven't really done that since the season started. We had the rain delays Thursday night.
I'm going to Atlanta next weekend after the show to hang out with some friends from college and watch the Tennessee game and make a full weekend of it. Go to the Braves game on Sunday at 5:00.
Well, there you go.
I'm sorry.
It's going to be first place, Sam. First place. So we'll get some chopping in a little later. We'll get some chopping in.
Oh, I'm sure.
Hey, Keon, Keon.
I will not be joining you in the chopping.
Hey, Keon.
You'll be chopping by yourself.
How are those Nationals doing, Keon?
My arm hurts a little bit. It got some tendonitis in my elbow. I can't see.
Hey, and I'll be the first to say we'll talk a brief moment of baseball here, but
okay.
And they lost again.
The Nationals did. Well, the Braves lost last night too.
Oh yeah.
But
to the Marlins.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Hey, again, a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. But I'll say this.
Really?
I picked the Braves to go 72-90 this year. Okay, just because I thought the youth was not going to be able to play this well.
They surprised you.
They've already won 73 games.
Remember, I went. Yeah, they have. Yeah, they're like, yeah, and I'm like, oh well, all right. So I went to the opening game, as we all remember. The first time I've gone to opening day at any ballpark, and when they came back and beat the Phillies that day, I was like, hey, this team might actually have a little bit of something in them, because Braves teams in the past, when they get down a few runs, it was just like, it's over. Let's just do it, whatever. It's over. Was that the walk-off homer by old man Nick Markakis? Yeah.
Oh man,
he's 1,000 years old.
Yeah. Now the Braves are probably going to have to re-sign him, because how can you not re-sign him after the year he's had? Because then you'll look like an idiot.
Yeah. Now you look like a prophet. You saw it coming, Markakis,
and he's having an MVP caliber season.
How is this possible?
There's four Braves really having MVP caliber seasons. Two of them are rookies, and
but the rookies I get. I mean, those guys are talented, especially Acuna. He's just on another level.
Acuna and Albies are they're going to be stars in that offense for. Yeah, the next at least 5 years. They're both locked down for 5 more years.
Yeah.
And but here's the thing: are they going to be able to hold on to them?
They will, because the Braves have structured their payroll to where they've kept it. I'll say this about that GM that got fired. I can't even remember his name. He's kept the money in good space. He knew what they were building for. He did it like Sherholtz did in the 80s and 90s. You understand where you are now. You're going to be able to have the money to spend, because the Braves don't have the largest payroll, but it's not the smallest payroll either, which I still think baseball needs a salary cap, but that's a whole topic for a whole nother day. We'll wait and save that for the spring. But the Braves have done a good job managing their roster, and with all the good young players, they're probably not going to be able to keep them all going forward, because you're not going to be able to afford it.
No, but you got to keep Albies and Acuna
and Albies and Fultonavitz, and the rest can kind of fall into place as they will. But those are the 3 that you got to keep.
Freeman.
Well, Freeman, I don't really consider him young anymore. I don't think he's going anywhere.
He's like middle of the pack right now.
Yeah, he's in his late 20s, mid to late 20s, but I don't see Freeman going anywhere. He'll retire Brave,
just like Chipper did.
Yeah, I don't know that he'll have that 19-year career that Chipper did, but
the extra activities outside of baseball.
Yeah, but you know what? Good for Chipper. Good for Chipper. Not the lifestyle that I would choose to lead, but good for Chipper. But that being said, I'm very excited about the opportunity to watch the Braves play in October. That's going to be fun, unless they completely fall apart down the stretch in the last month of the season, which I don't expect. The pitching's too good. They very well, with the addition of Kevin Gossman, who has come over from Baltimore and has just lit the world on fire as a starting pitcher. They could make a run. There's nobody in the National League that scares me right now. The American League, that's another story. But the National League, there ain't nobody that scares me. Maybe Arizona, because they're really hot right now, but the Dodgers have fallen apart.
Yeah. I mean, the Dodgers, you ride a roller coaster with the Dodgers. I mean,
they might not even make the playoffs.
That's the thing. Like earlier in the season, they looked like that. And then also they looked like a playoff team.
Well, then they went 20-4 in 24 games. Yeah.
20 games later, they looked like an actual playoff team. And then now they don't again. So I don't know what you get with the Dodgers from.
And that's even after making the trades that they were making there at the trade deadline.
Right, they got Manny Machado.
And it's like all of a sudden they went off the plane.
Cubbies got
that's
Murphy.
right. Wrong. Oh, well, they might be kind of scary.
Yeah, they are. I mean,
but the Braves have actually played well against the Cubs this year.
I think the Braves are better than the Cubs. I mean, it's not like such a wide margin that you shouldn't worry about them a little bit. But I just don't.
I mean, let's be real. The World Series champions coming out of the American League. Let's just be real. Unless something really weird happens, because the Yankees and the Red Sox.
The Red Sox don't even look fair.
No,
like they're
unbelievably good.
Yeah, I mean.
Why?
Do they lose?
Devers is kind of playing like garbage, but I mean, Mookie Betts,
MVP,
probably going to be MVP. Yeah,
MVP of the American League. And you're talking about a team in the Astros that might not even make the playoffs, who are the defending World Series champions, because the Oakland A's are on fire.
And it's not like the Astros aren't good.
Billy Bean doing it again in Oakland.
Here he is. He's not gone.
No,
Mr. Moneyball
refuses to watch his team play because he gets too nervous. So he doesn't even watch the games. He's the general manager. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Man.
But, I think the Major League Baseball
is probably one of the best sports movies that's came out in a long time. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I think it's outstanding. It's really, I still don't think, though, that that's the best way to win World Series.
It's not, but when your owner's cheap, that's the best way for you to compete.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. It is. And he's done a great job. They've won a lot of division titles since he's been there. So that's exciting. I think baseball is going to have an exciting finish. And as a guy who loves that sport, it's going to be fun to watch, because I guarantee you football is going to make me very angry very quickly. So if the Braves,
it's going to be sad though when the Cardinals eliminate the Braves in the
y'all got to make a playoff first.
Oh, we'll make it as a wild card, and then we'll show the Braves how it's done.
You ain't gonna be. You might not.
I'm optimistic.
3 games behind the Cubs. Come on.
Delusionally optimistic a little bit.
I've been doing that for a long time.
Well, okay, fair enough.
I'm a Tennessee fan, so I'm definitely delusionally optimistic.
You're right. Razorbacks are going to do better.
But Boston's coming in next month to Atlanta for that series. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Well, the Braves got swept in Boston, so that'll be fun.
That could be potentially a good World Series preview.
If that's the World Series. If the Braves make the World Series, y'all just better be ready not to see me for a few weeks. I'll be in Atlanta.
At least for 3, maybe 4 games.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. I always told myself, if the Braves ever make it back to a World Series, I'm going. I don't care how much the ticket costs. And same thing with the Predators. When I didn't go to the Predators in the Stanley Cup Finals because I was stupid, I'm doing that next time, too. And that might be this year, too. Not to completely change sports, but the Predators look pretty good. They start camp in a few days. Hockey.
I can't wait. Go Preds.
2 weeks ago when I was up in Nashville to visit my son who is a Preds and Titans season ticket holder, flies in from Phoenix all the time for their games. And it's like seeing some players that were trying out for the Preds and everything. Yeah, even though it was tryouts, they were looking pretty good there.
I think rookie camp starts in a week or two, and then the big guys. I think we're around like 50 days until the hockey.
Yeah, Sean Henry's not going to let Nashville go the way they did like last season. They should have went further than what they did.
They did, but they just ran into a bad matchup in Winnipeg, and Winnipeg's just not a good. Those two. if Winnipeg had to play, we saw it with Vegas. Winnipeg's just built to beat Nashville, which is what teams in the Western Conference are trying to do because the Predators are the best team in the Western Conference.
It makes sense to build your team to beat Nashville. You just didn't think that you were going to run into a Vegas team that was anything like what they were. I'm still high on Caps championship fumes, though. So I'm not worried about anything. Also, we still can't find Alexander Ovechkin. We don't know where he is.
Is he drunk?
Oh, just
Siberia somewhere?
Drunker than a skunk somewhere in Russia. I mean, the last time we saw him, he had his.
Wasn't he doing a keg stand out of the Stanley Cup one time?
Him and his mom.
Oh well, I mean,
which could have been his sister too, but you never know. But yeah.
I didn't know
they're not in Arkansas
or West Virginia.
I mean, I could start. I mean,
you could start the West Virginia trash talk now. You're a week out.
Don't get me started on those coal mining pieces of crap.
Oh man.
Oh, next week will be complete trash talk of West Virginia, and then it'll come back and bite me in the butt because we're going to lose. But I'll do it.
No. Tennessee is going to beat West Virginia, the 20 ranked team in the country. And they're going to do it less than a touchdown.
So it's funny. I was listening to sports radio up in Knoxville this week, and they were talking. Tennessee's released no information on special teams at all, which is kind of funny, but it sounds kind of like a Nick Saban type deal, kind of what Pruitt does. And then one of the guys was like, I wonder if Pruitt just forgot to coach special teams during the fall camp. Like, what if they just forgot? What if they run out there and it's 4th and 18? And he's like, oh, no.
Wait, punting? We do that?
I just run it. No, but that was just a joke because obviously they're starting to release like depth charts and things. Like people are coming up with depth charts, but nobody knows anything about special teams. Nobody knows who's returning the kicks. Nobody's.
Oh, and I think it's funny, and I just saw this here last night when I had a little bit of free time. You know, everybody was saying that Keller Christ looked like he was going to have the nod. Now all of a sudden they're saying because of the last couple of days of practices that Garetano.
Nobody knows anything.
No.
Nobody knows anything because Pruitt doesn't let them watch practice, and that's fine. That's fine. I still say you're going to see both of them in week 1.
Oh, yeah. And probably for the first 2 games, you'll see both of them.
First 3, yeah, because they play ETSU and UTEP after. So I say you'll see them both for a little while and try to figure out what they're going to do. I still think Christ is the best option just because I don't trust Garantano to not turn the ball over. And I do trust Keller Christ to not turn the ball over. And
he knows that system a lot better than Garetano.
I don't know. I mean, David Shaw kind of runs the same kind of a system at Stanford, but he was behind the 8 ball when he got there because he didn't know the lingo and stuff like that. But he's a coach's kid, so he's going to be able to pick up lingo. Bad
coach at that at Pittsburgh.
Wow.
No, I hate on Paul Christ.
Oh yeah,
Paul Christ is not that bad.
And also, I mean, even if you're like
you're at Pittsburgh,
if your dad is bad at his job, you still pick up stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's if your
habits.
If your dad works in the business, if your dad works,
well, obviously he's good enough of a coach to have a D1 job.
That's true,
and he's kept it. And I do think
so is Lane Kiffin. So your point is
Lane Kiffin's one of the best coaches in college football,
and also he did a good job at Florida Atlantic. It's not.
Here's a guy that this is a guy that at Florida Atlantic has them receiving votes in the AP Top 25 at Florida Atlantic.
I mean,
they play Oklahoma. Watch out, Oklahoma.
The Owls.
I am full on the Lane train. Okay, I wanted Tennessee to hire him back. Come on, we'll forgive you. Come back, please.
He's an awful person and a pathological liar.
I don't care.
He's a great coach.
I don't care.
Him and Bobby Petrino are probably the 2 worst ones that are out there.
No. Hang on. At least when Lane Kiffin does it, he doesn't have a wreck on his motorcycle.
With a graduate assistant.
and was lying about it to the media the day it happened.
In his neck brace.
With the neck brace. I mean, look, that guy's got stones. You know, I mean,
Arkansas was so glad to get rid of him. Though.
It takes some huevos to really go out there.
So great since they've gotten rid of him.
Yeah, now look who we got, Chad Morris.
Now you got Chad Morris coming zip lining in to
Save the day.
To say, hey, did anybody else see that? He came in on a zip line to his injury.
Did he?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's so corny.
Oh yeah. It's like,
oh my
gosh. It's like Dan Mullen on steroids over there.
Stop it.
Dan Mullen. Look at my Jordans. Look at my Jordans. I'm so cool. I'm so cool. I'm wearing Jordans.
He had the Yeezys a couple of years ago. Look, I got the Kanye West shoes.
Shut up, Dan Mullen.
Is there any kid that's going, I was on the fence, but then Dan Mullen got the Yeezys, and that's how I knew I was going to go to Mississippi State. Like, leave it alone, okay? People are not choosing these schools because of your shoes.
Rich Jones thought it because he had a really cool Mercedes that the kids were going to.
That's right. The Mercedes that we can't drive because it would be a violation of NCAA rules, but we're here for your Mercedes.
But you can ride in it with me.
Stop it. I wouldn't ride in a rocket ship with Butch Jones. Like the most exciting thing that you can think of, he would make boring because of course
he give you coach speak.
Because he talking cliches the entire way. Well, at the end of the day, we're lifting off and get out of here, Butch. Leave.
There is a certain
brick by brick.
Oh God.
Live champion.
Who has the most hatred at Knoxville? Derek Dooley or Butch Jones?
Oh, Butch Jones is not even close. The thing about it is with Derek Dooley, at least Derek Dooley understood the sport of football.
And he also understood Tennessee. Like, Derek Dooley made sense on a level.
Butch Jones, a Southern guy.
What is he?
A liar.
Like, is Butch Jones even human, or can you like peel his face and find that there's just like Terminator stuff going on underneath there? It's just metal and like red laser eyes. He doesn't even sound like a human when he says stuff.
My favorite Butch Jones quote of all time was the one where somebody asked him a question, and instead of answering the question, he goes, "We've done our research. Have you done your research?" No, you moron. That's why we're asking you the questions, you idiot.
This is how reporters do research. They ask coaches questions. Yeah. What kind of answer is that? Honestly, I ask you.
By the way, if anybody else would like to interject, maybe even you, Jason, call in at 423-800-8949, 423-800-8949, or pose your question on Facebook Live. I'm sure that we can get to the many questions that are there.
I'll say this.
What? Again?
I'll say this a lot.
Go Vols.
Always. But now I've lost my train of thought. I don't remember what I was going to say. That got derailed real quick.
Yeah. That's what reporters are supposed to
do. When we start talking about Tennessee, I'll get going. I won't let anybody else talk. So
I'm sure that
we'll have a caller, and the caller won't even get to talk.
Yeah, I'll hang up on him.
Thanks for calling.
Next,
drop that call. Drop them. Flush them. All right. Boy, that I do want to do that someday. I just want to flush somebody.
It'll be me calling in.
Oh, 100%. No, yeah. Let you talk for 2 seconds and then flush him.
Look at the ID and be like, nope, not today.
Flush him.
Nope, not today.
But we will continue at the second hour. We're gonna start breaking down college football. We are 7 days away from the first full Saturday. There are 4 games today, none of which anybody care about. Unless you're like in the state of Wyoming or New Mexico, or Hawaii.
They got to get some
Hawaii
love.
May not happen because of the hurricane.
I mean, I got to get my fix.
Is it supposed to be in Hawaii?
I don't know. I haven't checked that one, but
when does Hawaii get hurricanes?
Well, try cyclones. Cyclones is the technical word on that one.
Or typhoons.
But like, I didn't know that they got like a lot of quote unquote tropical weather.
Not as much as what we see in the Caribbean.
Well, they don't get any of the tropical storms.
Well, this isn't a weather show. So.
That's the beauty of Hawaii is they get all of the weather and none of the storms. It's really what it is.
As you said, even a blind hurricane can find in that area.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
That poor hurricane's really lost out in the Pacific Ocean. Oh God, where am I?
Welcome to Meteorology 101 today.
That's the hurricane they should name after me. Just we were supposed to hit Haiti. How did I wind up in Honolulu? I don't know how I got here. I just blindly followed the GPS and it took me here.
I went through the Panama Canal to get
there. It said it would be faster.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Boy, we're really close to football when we're sitting here talking about hurricanes, but football's not here yet, and we're talking about hurricanes in the Pacific Ocean.
Well, because that's where the football might be played. So
I'm pretty sure Hawaii's in the States, though. I'm pretty sure that game is not on the island. So
okay, because
I
know
know
that
thing
they
I
do
want to talk about
occasionally.
hurricanes would be East Hamilton or Miami.
Okay, well we're going to completely reset this in the next hour because that went.
Yeah, they're throwing me out.
That whole segment went off the rails. We didn't talk about what we were supposed to talk about. You're listening to News Radio 927 FM. This is the Breakfast Blitz. We'll be back after the news break.
Traffic, news, and information. Nuga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM.
3, 2, 1.
Chattanooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news now.
The Dalton Chase suspect was identified by the GBI and the Dalton Police Department as Parrish Smee from Jonesboro. Authorities say he and an unidentified woman shoplifted a store in Cleveland, then raced down I-75 before the driver surrendered. The woman was shot down. Police say she's still not identified. Tracy Bowman arrested yesterday. Cops say he shot and slaughtered 69-year-old Roger Kelly on Hotwater Road in Soddy Daisy. Charges indicate it was a robbery gone wrong. Chattanooga cops say a man walked into the Boost Mobile store on Wilcox Boulevard, pulled out a gun, and demanded money and phones from the clerk. Suspect described as about 6 feet tall, light-skinned, with a black semi-automatic pistol. Chattanooga police are asking for anonymous tips to help identify this man. Major road work over the weekend starting 8 p.m. Friday. Crews repairing concrete in the slow lane between exit 178 and William Street. Russell Stroud, Nuga Radio News Talk 92.7 Action News.
Sean Hannity, weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 p.m. on Nuga Radio 92.7 FM.
Nuga Radio 92.7. Chattanooga weather.
Expect a nice, refreshing start to your Friday as we'll see lots of sunshine. Another great-looking afternoon. Highs lower to middle 80s tonight. Not as cool, but still nice. Lows near 65. For the weekend, still looking dry. A little warmer. Highs upper 80s tomorrow, near 90 Sunday. Looking to buy or sell a home? Real Living Southern Realty provides real answers and customized marketing solutions. Serving the entire tri-state area. Check rlsouthernrealty.com for more. And I'm Snorky, 12 Sheep Meteorology, Pastor 4.
Nuga Radio 92.7.
Your home is a constant work in progress. Repaint the walls? Yeah, easy enough. Leaky faucet? There's a video for that. But roof repair? You might want some help. That's where Chattanooga Roofing Contractors come in. They have 3 generations of roofing excellence you can count on. Leave the ladder in the garage. Go to chatroofing.com. That's chatroofing.com. For Chattanooga Roofing Contractors, a roofing company you can trust.
My ex recently hacked my email and my social media, and it really caused me some problems. I changed all my passwords, which helped, but I'm still getting trolled, maybe even stalked. I know it's him. I just can't prove it.
My business, well, it's been broken into twice already. I've got cameras, but that only helps after the fact. I'd rather prevent it from happening in the first place.
Unity One East is your solution to these and many other security concerns. With private investigation, security services, and backed by decades of real-life experience in military and law enforcement, Unity One East is your instant contact for security, investigation, and consultation to help protect you, your family, and your business. No 1-800 number, no red tape, no wait, because Unity One East is local and available 24/7. Reclaim your peace of mind. Call Unity One East, 475-6206, 475-6206.
Hey, Karen, you need me for that 1 o'clock?
Yes, Cheese, please. Karen, did you get the quarterlies done? Yep, they're filed in the Cabernet cabinet.
Karen, can you describe the initiatives to the new hire? Thanks.
Oh, sure. Full-bodied, some floral notes, maybe a hint of dark chocolate.
Am I in the right department?
Got wine on the mind? Come unwind at Virgola. Italian wine, oysters, caviar, cheeses, and more. Perfect after work or a romantic date night. Virgola Italian Wine Bar, 608 Georgia Avenue.
I live, work, and play in Chattanooga, the scenic city. But when it comes to my next car, truck, or SUV, I'm Alabama bound. Fort Payne, Alabama, and Landers McClarty Ford. Big city selection of new and pre-owned vehicles with the small town price and friendly service. Now, I'm not knocking my hometown, but when it comes to my next ride, I only go to Landers McClarty Ford of Fort Payne. Their selection is huge, Then if I can't find what I want, they'll find it for me with the same low price, same great service, and only a short drive away. And I can go online to look around before I leave the house.
WPLZ HD4 Ottawa, W224AZ Chattanooga.
Serving Chattanooga.
Broadcasting live from the center of the universe, the Tennessee Valley's most listened to news talk station.
Chattanooga Radio 92.7.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by ZipRecruiter.
I'm Peter King. Pope Francis is in Dublin, and he's apologizing for decades of child sex abuse by Roman Catholic clergy in Ireland. Speaking through an interpreter, he says the abuse and cover-ups are a source of pain and shame for the church.
His frank and decisive intervention continues to serve as an incentive for the efforts of the church's leadership, both to remedy past mistakes and to adopt stringent norms meant to ensure that they do not happen again.
Prime Minister Leo Varadkar pulled no punches in criticizing the church's lack of response in the past.
There are dark aspects of the Catholic Church's history, as one of your bishops recently said. And we think of the words of the Psalm, which tell us that children are a heritage from the Lord.
It's no longer a hurricane and no longer headed to Hawaii.
Tropical storm Lane moving more to the west, away from the islands. That's good news. The bad news is moving at 3 miles an hour. That means it keeps dumping rain.
WBBM TV meteorologist Ed Curran, some areas of Hawaii have gotten 3 feet of rain or more. There are many reasons why many call Senator John McCain a hero. CBS's Dr. David Agus says McCain's public fight against brain cancer is as important a reason as any.
He's a hero, first of all, for being so transparent about it and being a model for other patients.
McCain's family says after battling cancer for more than a year, he stopped all medical treatment. There was no acknowledgement of McCain by President Trump last night at a political fundraiser in Columbus, Ohio. Instead, he railed on Democrats.
The truth is, a vote for any Democrat at this point in November is a vote for Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and who? The legendary Maxine Waters, the de facto head of the Democrat Party.
Maryland Congressman Elijah Cummings addresses the guilty plea from Mr. Trump's former attorney Michael Cohen and the guilty verdict for one-time Trump campaign chair Paul Manafort in this week's Democratic media address. He says the Republican-controlled Congress needs to keep the White House in check.
This should be a moment for Congress to keep the most powerful government in the world accountable to its citizens. This should be a moment for Congress to demonstrate that the White House is no refuge for corruption.
In Jacksonville, Florida, police are looking for the gunman who shot 3 people, killing 1 outside a high school football game last night. Elizabeth Hall's son was there.
I told my husband, well, I'm not going to let him go to no more games, but I can't do that, so I have to. So I don't know.
There were also shootings at games in Rockville, Illinois, and near San Francisco, where 1 person was killed. This is CBS News.
ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified candidates for businesses of all sizes. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Save more with Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Hey, Todd, Liberty Mutual just saved me $782.
Liberty did what?
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Maybe I should switch to Liberty Mutual.
Visit us online to... Hey, stop echoing.
Sorry.
Visit us online to get a quote, and you could save $782. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Based on a recent countrywide new customer survey, coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company, Equal Housing Insurer.
With Labor Day savings at the Home Depot, good things come in pairs. Like a Samsung top-loading washer-dryer pair for just $6.98 each. Or a front-loading high-efficiency washer-electric dryer pair, also $6.98 each. They're high capacity, so large loads are no problem. And right now, neither are smaller budgets. Up to 40% off appliance special buys now at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only, while supplies last. Gas dryer extra. See store for details. Valid through September 12th.
If you're sending out resumes, there are more reasons to check and double-check your work. Here's CBS's Steve Kathan.
In a tight job market, it's been tough for some bosses to find the right people. It's even harder when resumes are not what they appear to be.
75% of employers told us that they have caught a lie on a resume.
Michael Irwin of CareerBuilder.com says their new survey finds other problems, too.
77% of employers said that they have found a typo or had bad grammar. followed by an unprofessional email address.
One applicant listed 40 different jobs in 1 year. Another admitted to having had as many marriages as jobs. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
Elon Musk has made a lot of noise in the past few weeks about taking his electric car company private, but now he says he's keeping Tesla public. Musk says his financial advisors have told him most shareholders don't want him to go private, so he won't. I'm Peter King, CBS News.
Hey guys, Ken here from the hit.
3, 2, 1. Chattanooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news now.
The Dalton Chase suspect was identified by the GBI and the Dalton Police Department as Parrish Smay from Jonesboro. Authorities say he and an unidentified woman shoplifted a store in Cleveland, then raced down I-75 before the driver surrendered. The woman was shot down. Police say she's still not identified. Tracy Bowman arrested yesterday. Cops say he shot and slaughtered 69-year-old Roger Kelly on Hotwater Road in Soddy Daisy. Charges indicate it was a robbery gone wrong. Chattanooga cops say a man walked into the Boost Mobile store on Wilcox Boulevard, pulled out a gun, and demanded money and phones from the clerk. Suspect described as about 6 feet tall, light-skinned, with a black semi-automatic pistol. Chattanooga police are asking for anonymous tips to help identify this man. Major road work over the weekend starting 8 p.m. Friday. Crews repairing concrete in the slow lane between exit 178 and William Street. Russell Stroud, Nooga Radio News Talk 92.7 Action News next.
Chattanooga Morning News with Russ and Val. Weekdays from 6 to 9 a.m. on Nooga Radio 92.7 FM.
Chattanooga weather. Expect a nice, refreshing start to your Friday as we'll see lots of sunshine. Another great-looking afternoon. Highs lower to middle 80s. Tonight, not as cool, but still nice. Lows near 65. For the weekend, still looking dry. A little warmer. Highs upper 80s tomorrow, near 90 Sunday. Looking to buy or sell a home? Real Living Southern Realty provides real answers and customized marketing solutions. Serving the entire tri-state area. Check rlsouthernrealty.com for more. And I'm Snore Team 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Moore.
The Radio 92.7.
We just started a family and we're already planning for the future. Michael Levy has helped pave the way to keep our financial future on track. He's local, he knows us, and cares about what's important to us. Don't put your future on hold. Call Michael Levy, 779-7755.
Diamonds, diamonds, diamonds. At Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds, Rick is buying and selling a woman's best friend, diamonds. Stop in now and check out the wide selection from Chattanooga's premier jeweler, Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds, 5301 Brainerd Road in Chattanooga. Before you buy, let Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds create that special gift for you. Diamonds, diamonds, diamonds. At Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds, 5301 Brainerd Road in Chattanooga.
Nooga Radio 92.7.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the Breakfast Blitz. I'm Nick Leffew, joined with Keon Rose. Or I guess joined by Keon Rose, not with Keon Rose. Joined by Keon Rose and Jason Kirk. You can always say stuff weird on radio. Yeah, it always happens. It's live. It's live, and I guess it's local. We're kind of local. We talk some high school sports. But we're going to move into some college football talk because guess what, guys? This is our last, well, technically there's some college football games, but who cares? This is our last real weekend without college football. We have games in 5 days, guys, that matter.
I'm so excited.
5 days.
I'm ready. I've been ready for months, to be honest with you, but I couldn't be more excited about where we are right now.
It's the best time of year.
Jason's got the SEC shirt on.
I'm pretty sure I have the wrong mic on. Try that again, Jason.
Can you hear me now?
I got you.
Yay! That's right. Represent.
Well,
I mean, I'm a Big 12 guy, but I like the SEC.
Well, you have to where you are right now.
Where I am right now, also.
You have no choice.
I have no beef with any team out here. I mean, I have
beef with about 13 of them.
Thing with Bama, but other than that, not really.
I have a beef with 13 of the SEC teams. But
that's the only right answer.
No, I mean we're thinking about maybe breaking down some games, but also next week, not only is there college football, but there's a new show on right after my show here on Nooga Radio 92.7 FM. You can join the Nooga Radio each and every Saturday morning starting on September 1st at 10 a.m. for our newest show, We've Got You Covered. Now, that's hosted by Scott Schrader and his legions of experts who can help you on your home, the repairs that your home may need, and with other ideas that you don't always think about. Again, tune in beginning next Saturday, September 1st, for We've Got You Covered Radio. It's only here on Nooga Radio 927 FM. That's presented by Chattanooga Roofing Contractors. So, cool show going to be starting, especially if you guys are interested in home improvements and things like that, and they're going to be able to really help you out and help you understand. So that'll be fun. Following my show next week, I will be, as soon as the show is over, I will be heading to Atlanta to, again, hang out with some college friends and watch Tennessee and West Virginia, and not going to Charlotte. Thought about it, but I just don't really want to go to Charlotte.
There's no good way to get to Charlotte anyway.
No, I got to go through mountains, and I don't want to go to Charlotte.
I did a high school baseball game in Charlotte. I don't know how it was that I got deceived into doing that. I was just really, really just desperate to get on the air. So I went out and did a game in Charlotte. Possibly one of the worst drives of my life.
Yeah, Charlotte's a nice little city.
The town's great.
Just getting there, and
it's a nightmare.
And then, the game's at 3:30. So do you stay the night? Do you come back? I don't know. So anyway, Tennessee gets to get, hopefully not, but embarrassed on national television on CBS.
I don't think they'll get embarrassed. I'm not as confident as Sam is that they're just going to win either. I mean, West Virginia's a really good football team, and I know they're a Big 12 team. They don't play any defense, but I mean, that's relative. They're a decent defensive team, especially for a Big 12 school, and they're hard to stop.
Now, did you hear the story that came out of West Virginia this week?
I did not.
They had to cancel practices. They had an outbreak on the team of hand, foot, and mouth disease,
which I recently heard of this year. Who was it? There was some baseball player that had that, and he was a pitcher. I can't remember what team he played for. I'm going to look it up, but it might have been. I think it might have been one of the Mets pitchers.
Probably. It sounds like something that would happen to the Mets.
Yeah, but I was just like, hand, foot, and mouth disease. Like, that sounds like an awful thing that just happens in all of the places on your body that you need, basically,
to do anything athletic.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know if you know much about hand, foot, and mouth disease, but what happens is you begin to get blisters.
Yeah, it's not fun. It doesn't sound like anything good.
West Virginia, how do you have an outbreak of that with a bunch of college kids? Who has kids that are going to be giving you hand, foot, and mouth? Because it's mostly an infant disease. So what happened? Like, how does this happen? And then, of course, Dana Holgerson finds a way. He Butch Jones'd everything and tried to make excuses about how Tennessee has more practice. And so he's setting himself up to, well, when we lose, it's because we couldn't practice.
And the thing is, West Virginia didn't even mention how it was contacted at all.
No, of course not. And I just don't. How does that happen? And then
it was Noah Syndergaard earlier in the year. He got hand, foot, and mouth disease, and you just go, how does that happen? No, an outbreak of it makes sense. Syndergaard got it by himself. Like, he was the only player on the team.
Himself.
I guess, yeah. Like, the only thing I can think of is just like hygienically, and let the jokes just roll in. But hygienically, West Virginia's just not where it's supposed to be.
As Derek Dooley always said, shower discipline. You got to have that shower discipline. Had to teach the guys how to shower. Got to apply the soap to the rag, apply the rag to the body. That was a Derek Dooley quote.
Look, 18-year-old boys, not everybody is trying to have a thorough shower. Sometimes you just want to be in and out. And apparently, this is a way that you can contract a viral infection.
I mean, I guess at least it wasn't staph infection.
That's true, because that's borderline deadly. Like hand, foot, and mouth disease, you just need some time off and let your body recover. But that's still just the first week of the season.
Yeah, it's really not a good timing.
No, this really should have happened like 3 weeks ago if it was going to happen.
And you're talking about it happening this past week, which is 2 weeks away from a kickoff.
I wonder who caught it though. I mean, I know they're not going to say, but like, what did Will Greer?
That would be great. That would be great. That would be absolutely outstanding. If that, oh no, I can't throw. I got blisters on my hand.
On my hand, and I can't call plays because I've got blisters on my mouth. Oh no. This is the worst of all possible worlds.
Keep going, Keon. Now you're getting me excited and thinking we're going to beat West Virginia. What's wrong? What else is wrong with Will Greer?
Did he can't scramble because he's got blisters on his feet, too.
Did he take human growth hormones again, too? Are they going to have to suspend him?
I mean, look. That was my favorite thing about that, too, was he just didn't play, and then you find out he's transferring, and you're like, why? Oh, he took HGH.
You failed the drug test.
Right.
Oh, but don't worry. He had enough time to play to beat Tennessee.
You played quarterback. Why would you need HGH? Of all the people that play this game, you got the linemen that are taking all of these shots and all these extra hits. You've got wide receivers that go over the middle. You got running backs that take a pounding. You're the quarterback. Why on earth are you taking HGH? It's just so dumb.
It's very dumb. I don't.
And that was and that brief moment there was the moment when Florida actually looked really good. They hadn't had a quarterback since.
No, and they still don't.
Yeah.
You have a freshman in Emory Jones who may be very good, but you don't know. And words out of Florida, maybe Kyle Trask is going to be the starter going into week 1. That should be interesting. They have 2 weeks to prepare before Kentucky.
Not to change the subject, but did you hear Dan Mullen go all Butch Jones in his press conference?
No, but that's really exciting for the trajectory of that Florida program.
So they asked him about the quarterbacks, and they asked him, how did he grade the quarterbacks now as opposed to last week? And he said they all graded as champions. They had not previously graded as champions.
What the hell does that even mean?
I don't know. I have no ideas. Jason, you got any ideas?
I have none.
God.
What do you, if they all graded as champions? I mean, come on. If you say like they all graded at an A, that's still ridiculous, but I can give you that.
Well, we're talking about Florida, so probably a good C.
A good C, yeah.
A good C is champions.
C minus.
Yeah. But maybe a high D.
But I'm sure Dan Mullen said, hey, but look at my Jordans. I got Jordans on. Look at my Jordans. They're blue and orange, guys. Look, they're blue and orange and they're Jordans.
It's unbelievable. All 3 of your quarterbacks graded as champions. Every single one of them.
What that's not a grade. That's a word.
Also, I think, and this is just me, and maybe I'm just too literal of a person, to grade as a champion, you might want to win a championship first.
Or a game.
That would be, or a game. But no, you have, I mean, and I find it laughable, the idea that Felipe Franks is ever graded as a champion at the quarterback position at this level ever. I don't know what that means. That doesn't make any sense.
Just reading this here from Dan Mullins. I wouldn't say everybody's reached my bar, but I'm pleased with how our guys have brought in what they've tried to do.
Dan Mullen might be the greatest coach of all time at saying words
and not saying anything.
Exactly. The words don't mean anything. They're just a bunch of filler in a sentence with each other.
I mean, it makes no sense.
We need to get on the hot board where we can do the Dan Mullen on when he answered about the gun control on his team.
Again, he tried to do this move where he didn't know what he was going to say. He had no idea what he was talking about, and he's just saying stuff just to say it. It's unbelievable. It really is.
Ugh.
And I like Dan Mullen. So I was talking about it earlier in the week. Was he always this way and he was just in Mississippi State so we didn't notice?
He had to be, right? Like it had to be. Like you don't just automatically go that way. It's kind of like with the Butch Jones thing. You know, he was at Cincinnati, so did you really know anything about Butch Jones? Obviously, Mississippi State, a lot better program than Cincinnati.
Right.
Higher profile program.
For sure, but you're in the SEC, so you're just going to get overshadowed by the Auburns, LSUs, Alabama's, Tennessees of the world. So we just kind of didn't notice.
And even in your own state, a lot of the time, Ole Miss.
Yeah. Like the Mississippi State being better than Ole Miss thing was very recent, thanks to Hugh Freeze and his everything that he did.
God Almighty.
That was
good Christian man, Hugh Freeze.
Yeah, there it is. Who put a morality clause in his own contract?
Well,
he didn't have to do that.
That worked out for him, didn't it? That worked
so they
out
got to fire him without paying him.
Yeah. God,
he didn't have to do that.
God.
Well, while we're bashing on Florida.
Oh, okay. I'm always down to bash on Florida.
That's right. Florida's season ticket sales are lagging, by the way, this year.
No, well, shocking. Here's the thing about Florida fans. Look.
Don't get me started.
I lived in Florida for 2 years. Here's the thing about Florida fans.
We're listening.
They are the most. I'm trying to find a way to say this without saying stuff that the FCC is going to get very upset
right.
with.
And I could see you. I could see the gears grinding. Like, okay, let's see how we can maneuver this.
They are the most finicky fan base I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
If you win, but you're not scoring enough points, that's not good enough. Okay. So they want a lot of points scored, but I feel like they would be okay with losing if they just scored a lot of points. Like I don't
know either.
They are first off,
because I think you're right.
If you, I've had great experience. I go to Gainesville every other year. Okay. To go to the Tennessee-Florida game. I love my experiences down there. For the most part, their fans are very good, but they have, and every fan base has them, but I feel like their bad eggs are just really bad.
Yeah, it's them and the Oakland Raiders, right? Like Raiders fans have a bad rep, and I think that a lot of it is unwarranted, but like the really bad Raiders fans might stab you. Like the really bad Florida fans are just the worst people on this planet. And I don't know how do you all come to be fans of this one team? It's not that this team has the worst fans. It's that the worst people on earth got together and said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to root for the University of Florida and go to games and ruin lives and experiences.
Let's continue to bash on Florida. And this is bashing on Florida by association. Urban Meyer.
Oh, boy.
I don't even want to begin to say things about how Ohio State handled this. First off, if you're going to suspend the man for 3 games, that means you know he did something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
As to where, instead of what he did do and what we know he did, at least to an extent, was worthy of being fired. Instead, you suspend him for 3 games, and only one of which of those games is even going to be competitive.
Because because Urban Meyer put in also that he wanted to be suspended with time served already for the 2 weeks that he had already been suspended pending the investigation.
I honestly think that it's a better look for Ohio State to reinstate him right away and say that is his time served than to go, oh, no, we're going to suspend you for 3 more games, or 3 games because we don't want to look bad. But now you look bad because you realize he did something wrong and you're only suspending him for 3 games.
Yeah, but this is mostly to avoid the wrath of the NCAA. We're
doesn't care about this.
Slapping ourselves on the wrist. Yeah, but you give them even less of a reason to care.
But the NCAA only cares if you're paying play. Well, they only care about their rules. They don't care about morals.
Well, no, not at all. But just the less you see from them, the better. Because it does all add up. If it does come to be also that, hey, you are breaking their rules, then all of that stuff just gets stacked on top later. Mm. And however many scholarships you stand to lose. So yeah, just go ahead and slap yourself on the wrist lightly and just say, oh, look, we're punishing ourselves. See? And then they'll leave you alone.
Well, the attorney for Ohio State's athletic director said Urban was suspended to appease the lynch mob.
Oh, God.
Essentially.
Why would you even say that?
The athletic director himself who is suspended.
Right. But this is the attorney for the athletic director.
Oh, God.
You need to fire your attorney.
Your attorney doesn't need to say that.
Part of it is that part of what I would pay an attorney for would be, like, dude, if I'm actually guilty of something, like, don't tell people. Could you not do that? Is that okay? Is that a reasonable expectation of my attorney? Don't implicate me in the thing you're defending me from.
Oh, God. This is unbelievable. This whole story has just gone off the rails. Urban Meyer doesn't bring up Courtney Smith in his press conference. Of course, he's like, Buckeye Nation, I'm sorry. Shut up, Urban Meyer. You're not sorry.
Now, did he apologize to Courtney Smith, though, or just via Twitter?
Probably just via Twitter. Because he runs his Twitter account. Nope.
Nope. No. Some other person.
No, some lackey. Oh, God.
It's terrible.
The sad part is this is going to be forgotten about because people it's like it's just unfortunate that we make these. This is why, again, we talked about this before, Keon. This is why the culture is the way it is, because we just sweep it under the rug and we slap them on the wrist. We don't actually do something about it.
Yeah, football's still at the end of the day more important than people, and we have to get past this point, right? If DJ Durkin still has his job,
which is still unbelievable to me,
nothing's changed. Urban Meyer's going to be fine. He's going to get away with this. Ohio State probably won't lose those first 3 games without him. I mean,
maybe TCU, maybe,
possibly. I mean, I just hope they just lose all 3 of them, and that'll be wonderful poetic justice right there.
Or just every game they play.
Well, because here's
too.
The sad part is this Ohio State team is going to be really good.
Yeah,
they should be anyway.
And that's part of the reason why the suspension is as weak as it is they're expecting to be good. They're 4th in the top 25. So, yeah.
And this Ryan Day kid, who's now the coach for these first 3 games, it really blows my mind that's who they chose. Obviously, I don't think you can choose Tom Wilson or Greg Schiano because of their moral backgrounds. Let's just talk about Urban Meyer. What a great staff he's put together. Great moral people.
What kind of staff is this? This is, you have to be completely without scruples of any kind. If all throughout your career, we've known your teams to be filled with bad apples, and then you put together a coaching staff that is essentially that. I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the national media defended Greg Schiano when Tennessee fans got upset. I don't see them coming to his aid right now when he should be the interim coach.
Right. I mean, kudos to Ryan Day for having some moral cleanliness in his life, that it was the university was like, hey, it's you, buddy.
He's the one that's worked with Urban Meyer the least.
The least.
Look at that connection.
Oh no.
Look at that correlation there. He hasn't been infected yet.
I'm just wondering when the next heart attack's coming.
It's probably pretty soon.
You know when you watch like a Sanford and Son, and anytime something upset him, he just go,
Elizabeth,
I'm coming.
I'm coming to join you.
Yeah, that's Urban Meyer. Anytime there's a little bit of heat, just
Oh no, I lost
my chest.
Tim Tebow's not here anymore. Oh God, I don't feel good.
Oh, the stress of coaching. I can't believe
I need
it.
to spend time with my family, but I'm still going to do broadcasts, and I'm still going to.
I'm going to do a bunch of other time-consuming jobs that I don't need to do because I have the money to not do any of this.
But I love my family. But let me throw my wife under the bus. She knew about it, but I didn't. Bullcrap. If your wife knew about it, you knew about it.
And that was part of the reason why the suspension even happened too, is because she did not quietly go under the bus, let's say.
Well, it's not fair.
No, it's not.
And
quietly under the bus.
She just got drugged under the bus is what she did. She's kicking and screaming under the bus. I'm sure that marriage is going well right now.
Well, some of those, you just kind of chalk it up to there are women that stick with men that are
terrible people
because they can provide, and also there's a certain level of influence that comes for them too.
Yep. Well, we'll be right back with the final segment this week here on Nougat Radio 92.7 FM. This is the Breakfast Blitz. I'm Nick Leffew, Keon Rose, Jason Kirk joining me. We'll be right back.
Traffic, news, and information. Nougat Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM.
3, 2, 1.
Chatham, Nougat Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4, 92.7 FM's news now.
Police are on the hunt for a man who walked into the Boost Mobile store on Wilcox demanding money and phones from the clerk at gunpoint. The suspect is described as a man about 6 foot tall toting a black semi-automatic handgun. If you have information, you can leave an anonymous tip with the CPD. Stephen Reed pled guilty to a triple stabbing that happened back in 2016. Cops say Crystal Canino and Crystal McCarter both died from multiple punctures with a knife. Another victim, Sewell Beck, survived. Reed sentenced to 52 years in prison for the brutal slayings. And a man has been arrested in the Hot Water Road killing. Tracy Bowman was taken in yesterday afternoon. Deputies Deputies say he shot and slaughtered 69-year-old Roger Kelly on Hot Water Road in Saudi Daisy. The charges indicate it was a botched robbery. Bowman was arrested in Bradley County, booked into the Hamilton County Jail, charged with criminal homicide and especially aggravated robbery. Val St. John for Nuga Radio, News Talk 92.7, Action News now.
David Toulis. I made the move 1 o'clock every weekday afternoon, 1 till 3, Nuga Radio.
92.7 Chattanooga weather.
Expect a nice, refreshing start to your Friday as we'll see lots of sunshine. Another great-looking afternoon. Highs lower to middle 80s tonight. Not as cool, but still nice. Lows near 65. For the weekend, still looking dry. A little warmer. Highs upper 80s tomorrow, near 90 Sunday. Looking to buy or sell a home? Real Living Southern Realty provides real answers and customized marketing solutions. Serving the entire tri-state area. And check rlsouthernrealty.com for more. And I'm Snorri G12, Chief Meteorology, Pasture 4.
Nuga Radio 92.7.
I got my business up and running and it's already expanding. I got lucky. Lucky because I found Signal Voice and Data. Signal Voice and Data can incorporate all of my business information sharing and communications seamlessly, keep my costs down, and let me work more productively with endless connectivity no matter where I might be. That's called working smart, not hard. Go to signalvoicetn.com and bring the future of communication to your business today. signalvoicetn.com.
I live, work, and play in Chattanooga, the scenic city. But when it comes to my next car, truck, or SUV, I'm Alabama bound. Fort Payne, Alabama, and Landers McClarty Ford. Big city selection of new and pre-owned vehicles with the small town price and friendly service. Now, I'm not knocking my hometown, but when it comes to my next ride, I only go to Landers McClarty Ford of Fort Payne. Their selection is huge. Then if I can't find what I want, they'll find it for me with the same low price, same great service, and only a short drive away. And I can go online to look around before I leave the house. Got that next dream ride in your head yet? Yeah, you do. Get a head start at LandersMcClartyFord of Don't just dream it, find it at LandersMcClartyFord of FortPayne.com. That's right, Landers McClarty Ford of Fort Payne, Alabama.
Nuga Radio.
Roar into Talladega.
Hello? Who am I speaking with? Eric, you're our winner.
Really? You'll receive tickets for all 3 races between the Camping World Truck Series, Xfinity Series, and the Monster Energy Cup races.
Holy cow.
In addition, you'll receive a 2-night stay at the Microtel Hotel and restaurant accommodations at 2 area restaurants.
Nuga Radio.
Roar into Talladega.
Nuga Radio
92.7.
Your NASCAR racing station. Nuga Radio 92.7 FM.
Nuga Radio 92.7.
Do you hear that? That, my friend, is not what you're thinking. That is the new 2018 Indian Chieftain Dark Horse. Yeah, Indian. Indian motorcycle is more than a bike. It's an experience, an American icon. And Indian Motorcycle of Chattanooga is the only place you'll find their new 2018 line. Are you ready to ride? Join the club. Go to Indian Motorcycle of Chattanooga. Just look for the sign, 153 and Amnicola. Indian Motorcycle, the true American original.
Join Nuga Radio and the Gridiron Gang live from 7 to 9 at Starbucks at 10 North on the North Shore. We're talking all things high school football. There's a specialty brew or refresher weekly inspired by the game of the week. Sweet treats, extended hours all season long, and we're pet friendly. Portions of all proceeds support local schools and educational scholarships as well as after-school programs. It's football time in Tennessee. Join us every Thursday live from 7 to 9 at Starbucks, 10 North, your North Shore neighborhood living room.
Chattanooga Paint and Decorating would like to remind you it's so hot out there. And guess what? Your deck is taking a beating. It's probably starting to show wear. If you're hosting friends, get your deck entertainment ready with a fresh coat of stain and protect it from heat, sun, and rain with a quality sealant. If you want to get to work, Chattanooga Paint and Decorating want to help you. For exterior paint, stains, sealants, and supplies, stop by Chattanooga Paint and Decorating today on Hicks and Pike across from Valvoline or online at ChattanoogaPaint.com.
Nuga Radio.
Are you brain dead? Still voting for pathetic liberals? Take 3 hours of Sean Hannity from 3 to 6.
Nuga Radio.
Then call us in the morning between 9 and 11.
92.7.
Nuga Radio.
Welcome back to the Breakfast Blitz. You're on Nigger Radio 92.7 FM. Apparently, I missed a joke.
There's a Hannity joke.
Oh, okay.
She's on the station, so I don't feel the need to repeat it.
No, fair enough. Fair enough.
It was funny, though.
Good. All right. Well, we'll digress. So,
I feel like we're always digressing.
Yeah.
I feel like if we digress anymore, we'll be like 2 feet tall. Like it's just constantly digressing because we're getting off subject all the time.
Well, I mean, the whole second segment was off subject.
Yeah, that's true. I don't actually even know what your original plan for that was.
Well, it was Urban Meyer.
Well,
we got there eventually.
We got there. We got there.
We got the bashing out the way.
Yeah. So, what I do want to do is, if we have them pulled up still, some talk about maybe some games that we're going to have Thursday and Saturday. Kind of start breaking them down a little bit. But before we do all of that, just as a reminder, on Thursday nights, you just want to join us, the Nigger Radio 92.7 FM, for the Gridiron Gang show. We're live from Starbucks at 10 North on the North Shore. Keon Rose, myself, and others will be broadcasting live each and every Thursday night, talking high school football. You can stop by and participate in the discussions, ask questions, and enjoy great specials from your local Starbucks at 10 North on the North Shore. Again, that's every Thursday evening from 7 to 9 p.m. for the Gridiron Gang show at Starbucks at 10 North on the North Shore. Then also Friday night, we'll be broadcasting a game live from Signal Mountain High School up on the mountain, or Signal Mountain and Red Bank. So another Red Bank game. I'm sure we're going to probably try to get Coach Chris Brown in again, and go from there, and hopefully get some staff from Signal Mountain as well. Get some good talk on Thursday night. Also, just make sure you join after the game. Join Sam Jordan and apparently now Jason.
Apparently. Now, this time around, in fairness for me, though, I know those drinks are going to be probably outstanding. The drink of the game, or I think that's what it's called. Bring me one this time, please.
God, but all the way back out to East Ridge, though.
Look, I'm the one that makes sure you guys get broadcast. I control the button. Thursday night.
This is true. This is true. I don't want to be muted. I'll help.
So what we could do,
make Jason happy.
What we could do though is go like before and get him one and bring it back, so he can have it during the show.
Actually, I can comment as you guys are talking about it.
See, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go. He can make it. He can make himself live, and we can hear him.
And yeah, it's not reactionary, and you're not reacting to the drink of the week from the week before.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, because I was over here going, sounds good. Continue to drink my water. So
Yeah.
But Sam, and then I'm sure sometimes at least probably Jason will be here for the fifth quarter show and the pregame show, for Friday night countdown to kickoff. Excuse me. So that'll start at 7 p.m. on Friday, and then the game will be at 7:30, and then after the game, Sam Jordan will recap all of the action from around the area on the fifth quarter show. So it's going to be fun, fun fall for us. So we're going to be doing this all the way through the beginning of November, and it's going to be fun to cover the local high schools. It's important to really showcase these young kids and things. They don't always get the best showcases around here, and this area is not as recruited from colleges as other areas. So it's important to give them that showcase, and we're excited to be a part of it. And we'll be doing that until November. But I do want to kind of get to a little bit of college football, because again, we start breaking it down because next week is the start, and it's kind of snuck up on me a little bit. It felt like it was a really far away, and then all of a sudden it's right here.
It's right here. I think part of it too is we got caught up in all the high school football stuff because we've been broadcasting those games, and so that gives you something to do. That does give you some football, a little bit of that fix before it gets here, and then all of a sudden it's here, so you don't have to feel like you're checking off the days on the calendar like a prison inmate.
Yeah, which is, I still have a countdown. Don't get me wrong. I have my countdown. We're at 7 days, which that's just unbelievable. But let's start with some Thursday night games, Jason. What we got Thursday night?
Utah State, Michigan State.
Okay.
That's going to be
yeah, that'll be fun. Okay, let's keep going.
UCF, Connecticut.
That should actually be fun, at least to see UCF.
Yeah, UCF 20, ranked 21 right now in the top 25.
UCF will be fun, but I think that's going to be a blowout. But yeah, okay.
Oh, it will. No, 100%.
So UCF will be fun to watch. Whoa, how many games do we have Thursday night, Jesse?
I'm showing 2 here, but let me go look.
I mean, I know A&M plays some directional school from somewhere Thursday night. You said like Northwestern State.
Northwest State.
Is that in Louisiana? I don't even know where that is.
I don't even know. Let's see if it'll.
Northwest State Demons.
Okay, I wonder where they are.
They're playing at College Station, so
obviously, yeah,
it doesn't really matter. But
it doesn't matter. They could be playing on the moon, and it wouldn't matter, right? So there's no. God.
It's SEC football, so I might tune in for the first quarter and watch 5 minutes of it.
Anything else Thursday night, or is that it? Because
I think Hawaii plays Thursday. No, they play today. Hawaii plays today.
They play
Colorado
today.
State.
Again, who cares?
Yeah, this is why we still count Saturday as the official day that all this gets started, because that's when all the games that matter happen.
Well, in that case, let's break those down, because I don't want to break down these Thursday games. These Thursday games, I don't even know anything about other than UCF. I know Mackenzie Milton's the quarterback.
Okay, here's a full running of Thursday night games. Right quick.
Here we go. Here we go.
UCF, UConn.
Okay.
New Mexico State, Minnesota. Central Connecticut, Ball State. Just stop me whenever you get to one you don't want to fall asleep on. Kennesaw State, Georgia State.
Oh, boy.
Southern Louisiana, UL Monroe. Northwestern, Purdue. Wake Forest and Tulane.
Now that Northwestern Purdue game,
that could be interesting.
That might actually be good. Jeff Brom and Pat Fitzgerald, is that the coach at Northwestern? No, those are two very middle of the road Big Ten programs. That might be entertaining.
It's at least an even matchup.
Yeah, it should be entertaining. You have Clayton Thorson, the quarterback for Northwestern, who is highly touted, so that'll be fun to watch. Okay, let's move. That's actually pretty good.
Savannah State, UAB, which University of Alabama, Birmingham, Missouri State, excuse me, Oklahoma State, Weber State, Utah, Northwest State, and Texas A&M, which you talked about. UC Davis, San Jose State. That's all your Thursday night games.
The San Jose State Spartans.
Yes.
That's God. Okay. Okay.
537 tickets are still available, by the way, according to ESPN at $12.
Oh, gee, I can't imagine
how
why.
many seats are there in the stadium? 537.
Probably.
I can't possibly imagine
probably
why.
500. They brought in 37 extra.
I mean, hell, can we move to Saturday? This is awful. Is there more?
There's more. There's Friday night games too.
Oh, for the love of Pete. Okay, what are the Friday night games? These are going to be worse than the Thursday games.
Syracuse, Western Michigan.
Well, that would be good if it was basketball. Okay,
right.
Let's move.
Utah State, Michigan State. Number 11, Michigan State.
Again, Michigan State will be pretty good. They'll be a top 3, top 4 Big Ten team, but they're playing Utah State, and
the gap between 4 and 3 in the Big Ten is pretty large.
Yeah,
they're not actually good.
Ohio State, Michigan, and Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, and then you got Michigan.
Then you got Michigan State. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, let's go.
Army and Duke.
David Cutcliffe. All right, I'll watch Duke play. Actually, no, I won't, because we'll be broadcasting a high school game.
Yeah,
but
put it on the DVR.
I'll put it on the DVR so I can see my man David Cutcliffe.
Or I'll try to keep you guys updated as I'm helping.
Please do, because I want to know how many points David Cutcliffe is going to score. Let's go.
Western Kentucky Hilltoppers and the Wisconsin Badgers. That'd be great.
Western Kentucky's got great uniforms. Outside of that, I actually don't care.
Is this the matchup? That's the matchup of the red and white. Okay, let's go.
That's also the ESPN game too.
Oh, for the love of God! On a Friday night, let's see. Let's put. We'll throw Wisconsin, Western Kentucky on.
ESPN loves the chrome Western Kentucky uniforms.
They really do.
That's the reason why they're out there.
San Diego State, Stanford. Portland State, Nevada.
Oh God.
Colorado versus Colorado State.
Okay, now that's actually always a fun game. Now, it's not good football, but it's a fun game. Those two teams don't like each other.
3 years ago, when it opened the season, it was a laugher. I think Colorado State just ran away with it.
No. Was that the year that Colorado was actually good and they destroyed them? Because there was a year that Colorado was really good. Remember when they went to the big Pac-12 championship?
Yeah. I don't remember what year that was.
Okay, well. Yeah. All right. Well, as we know, we don't talk about Pac-12 football much.
Really interesting game.
And we've got a big schedule Saturday, so let's talk about Sunday and Monday, and then we'll pop back into Saturday.
Okay, I'm good. Let's go Sunday.
Sunday, Miami LSU.
Okay, yeah, that right there.
Fun times.
That's going to be good. Is Mark Richt going to choke it away, or is
probably not? Mark Richt is good for the beginning of a season.
the first couple of weeks.
I'm Coach O.
And Ed Orgeron sounding like the combination of the deep Louisiana man and Cookie Monster.
I'm gonna drink my Red Bull. I'm gonna drink some of my Red Bull.
Also, I'm actually worried about Ed Orgeron's health. He drinks energy drinks at a rate that is alarming and can't possibly be healthy.
He drinks more energy drinks than you're supposed to drink water.
Oh,
yes.
Wow. 64 ounces?
I mean,
eight glasses a day of energy
it's ridiculous. Have you seen? Okay, so when he was at Tennessee on Lane Kiffin's staff, that was my freshman year at UT. So I covered football for the school paper. That man is crazy, and I love it. That man is probably one of the best defensive line coaches in football. Now, head coach? No. But defensive line, that man knows football, and the people love him down there. Now, when he starts losing, they probably won't. But
that's LSU for you, though.
But love Coach O. Hope he's successful. Don't think he will be, but love Coach O. All right. Great game. Let's pick it real quick. What do we think? Well, we can change it next Saturday, but right now, who are you thinking?
Miami.
Miami?
Yeah, you know what? I'll take LSU since SEC.
I'll say Miami as well, just because I think Miami's really good. Okay.
They're really good, and it's the beginning of the season.
Monday.
Yeah. And then Monday, we have Virginia Tech and Florida State.
Okay. That right there, that's going to be fun.
That's your 20 and 19. So
here. Well, first off, why is Florida State ranked?
They're ranked 19 on top of
they
that.
They won 6 games last year. That's beside the point.
They clearly give up once you get into the 20s. Texas is ranked 23rd like every year. They're ranked 23rd again this year. And it's like
let's just
all those
they quit after 20.
know.
This isn't.
We all know that this is not a 23rd ranked team. We're going to end the season unranked, going 7-9, and maybe if we're lucky, make a bowl game, play Missouri again. Why not?
So, all right. Well.
They don't. The rankings after 20 don't mean anything.
Really, after 15.
Virginia Tech.
This is true.
Virginia Tech has a lot of things, a lot of people to replace. Florida State's obviously replacing a national championship winning head coach with a guy who's not really proven in Willie Taggart.
Right.
Now, Willie Taggart can recruit. We know this. Okay. We don't know about what he can do at the ACC level.
And he wasn't at Oregon long enough to tell us anything. So
well, and he had a good year. Now that the quarterback Justin Herbert that he had there, they had a good year when he was healthy. Now when he wasn't healthy, it all fell apart. So if DeAndre Francois can stay healthy at Florida State, which one of the best names in sports, by the way, DeAndre
great quarterback name. But he's a running quarterback with a small frame, so I'm worried about that.
I was at the kickoff game last year against Alabama and Florida State, and watching him get hurt. You knew then that season was over for Florida State. Honestly, at that point in the game, they probably should have just taken him out anyway. But I think right there, I'm going Virginia Tech. Is it in Blacksburg?
No, it's in Tallahassee.
Oh, never mind. I'm going Florida State. Go ahead.
Let's see, man. Yeah, I'd have to go Florida State too. I just think they're a better team offensively.
Yeah. All right. So we'll move on. Let's do our full slate Saturday. We have 7 minutes to break down Saturday.
So we're going to try and spitfire this one.
Oregon State, Ohio State.
Yeah, I don't care. Okay.
Florida Atlantic, Lane Kiffin and crew.
Against Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Okay. I do want to break this down a little bit. Now.
All right.
If anybody likes Last Chance U, Lane Kiffin has, I think, every quarterback that's ever played for Last Chance U. All 3 of them, all 2 or both of the schools. He has DeAndre Johnson. He has, I think, did he get Malik Henry?
I think so.
Oh my gosh! So, and then he has obviously John the third. What's his name? John, the guy who went to Auburn after he went to Scuba, and then he left Scuba. John.
I know who you're talking about.
John Franklin
I don't know
the
names.
third. Okay, so he's all 3 of those quarterbacks. So
wow.
Here's the thing. Lane Kiffin, if there is anybody who could beat Oklahoma with a team that's not very, very talented, it's Lane Kiffin. Don't think it's going to happen.
Probably
but
not.
I think that game's going to be closer than people think.
And look, you're trying to replace Baker Mayfield, so you're in
with a guy who got drafted in baseball,
right?
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray, who can throw the hell out of the football. I mean, but you're still in that transitional space. It's not impossible, is what I'm saying.
That's a game that I'm probably going to watch. What time is that game?
That game is actually, it's going to be on Fox at noon on Saturday.
Perfect. First game of the year. That's what I'm watching. All right, here we go. Let's keep moving.
Southern TCU.
Can I pick Oklahoma?
Who?
Hang on.
We got to pick it.
We got to pick
Oklahoma.
Yeah. That's hands down. I thought we were starting from the beginning.
Yeah.
Come on. Southern TCU.
Don't care.
TCU.
Texas, Maryland. Well, they're
Texas
16.
and Maryland. All right, Keon, let's break it down.
I'm a complete homer on this one. Texas lost this game last year, and they should not have.
What happened? Because wasn't it like a high-scoring, just absolute mess?
It was a high-scoring mess. Texas got a pretty decent lead early, and then just completely fell to pieces. And this is typical of this team. I'm not entirely certain that's going to happen again. This is the season we find out whether or not Tom Herman is actually a good coach.
Guy, yeah.
Yeah, so this is where we're at with this. The quarterback that he's decided to ride with, Sam Ehlinger, I like him a lot.
Ehlinger's good.
He's really good. He's got a lot of mobility, but also he's a pretty good passer as well. So I think Texas ought to win this one, but they should have won it last year. I mean, ought to win this one doesn't mean anything.
I'm going Texas, but also too now Texas is on the road in Maryland on this one.
Here's the thing though, Maryland's a mess. I don't trust them to beat anybody right now. We're at about 4:30 left. Let's just look at SEC games.
Yeah.
SEC games only. Let's go.
All right. Ole Miss and Texas Tech.
Oh God.
Tech.
I think I'll go. I just like Cliff Kingsbury a lot, so I'm going to go with Texas Tech.
Coastal Carolina, South Carolina.
South Carolina in a romp.
Yeah. South Carolina.
All right. Well, we'll bring this up. ACC Clemson's got Furman.
Clemson. Not even close.
Yeah. Clemson's going to beat the.
You're going to get to see a lot of Kelly Bryant and a lot of what's the freshman's name? From Georgia. The quarterback. Oh my God. Okay. Well, anyway, we'll talk about next week.
Austin P and go ahead and take your picks there where we are.
Clemson.
Austin P, Georgia.
Georgia. You're going to see a lot of players play for Georgia you didn't even know how to number. Okay.
Washington and Auburn should be a good.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. So that being said, with Auburn, every other year, Gus Malzahn likes to have a crapper. So I'm going to go with Washington on that one.
I'm going to go Auburn. I still like Jarrett Stidham. He showed me a lot last year. He's still really good.
I still like Jarrett Stidham. I just don't trust Gus Malzahn. So
fair enough. But he also goes his every other year. He usually doesn't have a quarterback. He usually ends up with somebody who's a senior or somebody who gets drafted, and then the next year he doesn't have anybody. He still has Stidham, so I'm going to go with Auburn.
That's fair. But I'll go Washington on that one. I really like Chris Peterson. And I like what they're doing up there in is it Spokane?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That's the 3:30 game, by the way, on ABC.
I won't be watching that.
I'll probably watch that one.
Yeah.
Tennessee, West Virginia. We already know your pick.
Yeah, Tennessee.
I'm gonna go with West Virginia.
We'll break it down in depth next week. But I'm gonna go Tennessee just because I'm always gonna.
Arkansas, Eastern Illinois.
Arkansas.
I'm gonna go Arkansas just because there's no way they should lose that game.
There you go, Sam. That's for you, buddy.
So yeah, if we picked his Razorbacks. I really would like to pick against him so I can laugh.
Yeah.
But I just don't see them losing to Eastern Illinois.
Yeah.
Florida, Charleston Southern.
Oh God, who cares?
Florida.
Can we get some games that matter in week 1, please?
Yes.
More than like 3.
Middle Tennessee and Vanderbilt.
MTSU.
All the way.
Really?
This Vanderbilt team's not going to be very good. They have Shermer, but they don't have anybody to protect him. He doesn't have anybody to throw the ball to. He's got no Ralph Webb. Yeah.
That's right. The Ralph Webb situation. Forgot about that.
So
I'm going to go with you guys in MTSU.
Yeah, MTSU. I mean,
I'll never pick Vanderbilt though ever. So don't go with me if you think it's actually sports, because I hate Vanderbilt more than I hate anybody else in the world. So I will never pick.
No, that's how I feel about Oklahoma.
And then the last of the SEC, Louisville and Alabama.
Louisville.
Okay,
No, Alabama.
Hold on.
Bobby, like an ant in front of a bus here.
Petrino said he likes his chances.
Of what? Losing?
In fairness to Bobby Petrino, what else is he supposed to say? I like him being confident before rather than going, well, I don't see how we can do it, or, rather than setting himself up for the loss, he's going to be confident in the face of a destruction we all see coming.
Oh, God.
I respect it.
Alabama. Alabama by like 40. Okay.
Well, like 4th string of being for Alabama.
Yeah, you'll see 8 quarterbacks. There's, I think who are we missing?
Mississippi State.
Who are they playing?
They're playing Stephen F. Austin.
Okay, Joe Moorhead gets win number 1.
There you go.
There you go. And I think it's it.
Man.
So many useless games to start this season.
It is,
it's
but
unbelievable.
I'll tell you this, though.
There are a couple of good ones in there, though.
I'll tell you this. It's exciting to be able to talk about games
instead of talking about, like, Sam and I one week that you weren't here, Keon, we sat and broke down Tennessee's schedule for an hour. I was like, when you're short on football, like, if you haven't noticed yet, folks, this is my show. My show is going to be football. 365 days of the year, it's going to be football.
Speaking of that, management's got this thing about us talking about the professional level. However, Cleveland, come on.
5-0 win in their preseason game. So we'll end the show
Myles Garrett
by a 5-0 victory for the Cleveland Browns in a useless preseason game.
And one more close game really quick. Michigan and Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Well, we will be back next week in time for college football. This has been Breakfast Blitz. Nick Leffew, Nuga Radio 92.7 FM.
Traffic, news, and information. Nuga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM.
3, 2, 1.
Chattanooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news.